Hey guys, it's been a while. Haven't been on here for quite a while actually. So let me explain a little bit of that. So last winter, okay, so last October, I decided it was time to get serious about the weight loss. I wanted to get this last little bit of weight off because what had happened is I had lost so much weight and I had got down, and I was at a place in my life that if you would have told me 6 or 7 years ago when I was really, really heavy that I could have ever been in the 150s and 160s, I'd have been like, I would have been ecstatic, guys. I would have, the thought of being a size 12 would have turned my crank, you know what I'm saying? Um, but I wasn't happy when I got down to that because I had gotten down lighter than that I had that stupid hysterectomy. And I'm telling you, that 30 pounds that I gained afterwards, because I gained 15 and then another 15, I couldn't shake it. It didn't matter how much I exercised, how much cardio I did. It didn't matter what I ate. It didn't matter how much I ate, how little I ate. Nothing mattered. It was like I went up and down and up and down. I was just all over the place, right? Even all my little secrets and all my little tricks and tips didn't work. I was like, it was like a clee fat and it just clung to me. It was driving me crazy. So in October, I decided that I was going to try the new GLP-3s. It's called, they call it Retta for short, but Retruditide or something like that. Anyway, I don't say it very well. And I loved it. And let me give you a couple reasons why I loved it and why I decided to go that route at the very end. I mean, because think about it. Okay, so I've been all the way, that was weird, over 300 pounds before. So the fact that I was in my 150s and decided to do this, and actually I was heavier than that because I gained a little bit more weight. Anyway, it doesn't even matter what the weight was because this isn't really about the weight for me. There were several reasons why I decided to try it, but one was to get that last little bit of weight off, and one was because I had heard all these amazing things about how it could heal inflammation, and I was having some really bad inflammation in specific areas that are very uncomfortable. You may or may not want to listen to this little section, but many of you know that I suffered from issues with IBS, diarrhea, hemorrhoids. Bad. This was not a little thing. We were talking heading for surgery. And at one point I told my doctor, I don't want to live like this. So they were bad, okay? And eating all the greens I eat and all the vegetation I eat, I'm vegan, so I eat mostly vegetables and tofu and stuff, right? That wasn't helping. It was killing me. Everything about it was killing me. So what happens? The very first dose I take of the Retta, everything stops. And I'm thinking, okay, well, maybe that's just a fluke, right? It's been 7 months since I took my first dose. Everything stopped. I no longer have those issues. It was so worth it for me for that alone. I told my husband today, we were talking, he said even if you'd have never lost a pound, it was worth it. It was so worth it for me to have that kind of a miraculous, because it is miraculous as somebody that suffered from this for over 20 years, such a miraculous healing in my body that the doctors have not been able to fix. Nobody else has been able to fix. The specialists couldn't fix. The gut health doctors couldn't fix. Nobody could fix it. All my research, I couldn't fix it. It was horrible. And all of a sudden, I don't have that problem anymore. I haven't wore white pants in 10, 15 years because of bleeding issues. Let's just be blunt. I'm wearing white. Some of my favorite clothes right now are white. These one pair of white jeans I have. Oh my God, I love them so much. I have several pair of white pants actually. I have white linen pants. I'm getting ready to take my 65th birthday trip on this coming Thursday is my birthday, my 65th birthday, and I'm taking my white jeans and my white linen pants on my trip because I don't have the problem anymore and I can wear the things I want to. And because I've lost all my weight, I'm down to I was 131 when I weighed in this morning, and today's actually a fast day because we fast 1 day a week. Every week we've always done this, my husband and I. And so that means I'll be 130 or maybe 129 tomorrow. And then by the time we leave on Thursday, I'll probably be bouncing around 130. That was going to be my goal weight, was 130 to 135. But I decided, because all my numbers on paper look good, but according to what everybody thinks, I should be like 5 pounds less. So I might try for that last 5 pounds. We'll see, but not while I'm going to Vegas. All bets are off. So Retta changed my life in a lot of ways. It shuts the food noise off. It got rid of the food noise. It helped me lose that last little bit of weight, because when there's no food noise at all, I mean literally no food noise, you will only eat when you either feel physically hungry or you'll be like, oh God, I haven't ate all day, I need to eat something. But eating becomes more of you can be real picky. because you're not craving anything. So I could eat really good things. I could eat greens and fruit and the best of vegetables that I could get. You know, I can have them steamed. I can have them raw. I can have raw vegetables now. Now, any of you guys that have ever followed me or know my story know I have not been able to eat raw vegetables for years. I can eat raw vegetables now. Oh, what a pleasure that is. I've been eating salad for days. I'm just in love with salads and stuff right now. So it was miraculous to me. And I had somebody tell me the other day, they said, losing your weight this way and the amount of food that I eat. Now you guys know that my motto has always been small people eat small, and I have lived by that ever since I started doing the boot camps and ever since I started this freaking website or little YouTube channel. I have lived by the saying, small people eat small. Trust me, I eat very tiny now. I'm a tiny little eater, but I eat like 60 and 70-year-old people do. You know, I just eat a little bit of food, but I'm very active. I get up every morning. I do 20 to 30 minutes on my rebounder. I absolutely love it. If you guys have never done rebounding, oh my God, I've actually got a channel on it. Oh my God, it's amazing. You got to get a little mini trampoline. It will change your whole life. I swear to God, it definitely will change your body. I do the rebounder. I do a little series of weights almost every single day. I took a day off yesterday, but I very seldom take a day off because I don't do really heavy weights, but I'm making muscle. That's all that matters. So I do all the right stuff. I do yoga every day. You know, I do all the right things to keep myself physically healthy. I take supplements. I've always done that stuff on the side, even when I was heavy. When I was heavy, I was climbing trees and taking hikes and everything else. I've always tried to keep as active as possible. I've always tried to retain as much muscle as I can, even after the stroke. I still remember 2 years ago, I started back with 2-pound weights. That's all I could do was 2-pound weights. And now I'm doing 10s and 12s again, you know. So working out is just a part of who I am. And I'm going to say right now, I don't love to work out. I don't love working out. People are always saying to me, yeah, but you like it. Nobody likes to work out every day. There are mornings I wake up. I told my husband yesterday or the day before, we wake up really early in the mornings to feed the cats, and just because we do. And we lay there and chit chat for a while. And I said, people think I like to work out. I said, there's mornings I wake up and I go, oh God, I don't want to work out again today. Because it's like repeat, rinse and repeat. You just keep doing it, right? But it's so worth it for the benefits that you get from it, right? So that's why we do it, apparently. So I do all the right things, and that really helped with the Retta. Let me tell you, if you are going to do GLP-1, GLP-3, GLP-5, I heard they're coming out with the 5. I don't know what that's all about, but I heard that. Whatever you decide to do, if you decide to do GLPs or any weight loss program of any kind, please exercise. And please try to retain as much muscle as possible. And please get enough fiber every day. The most important things, I think, to you, period, are to eat as small as you can and still be able to function. I don't want people to eat so small if they're feeling faint and dizzy and like they're going to pass out. I've got enough energy. I can go out and work 6 to 8 hours in my garden, and I do it all the time. Like last week, I worked out there at least 3 days for over 6 hours each day. I can do that eating small. You know, because your body will help you. And I'm gaining muscle. Okay, I just did a thing on my scales, tell me how much muscle I got. So I've went up like 14 pounds of muscle in the past year. You know, so I'm doing all those things right. I think that you have to do those things right if you're going to do an alternate type of a weight program. But no matter what type of a weight loss program I did, I would still do those things. Okay, so I wanted to be honest about that. But I also want people to know that I still live a pretty much a low carb lifestyle. Yeah, the only things I've added to my low-carb lifestyle, and I've talked about this before, is the butternut squash, the baby peas, occasional sourdough, but I'm not that much of a bread person anymore. I make the sourdough more for my husband than me. Occasionally I'll have like a half a piece or a piece, but I'm just, the bread's not that big of a thing for me anymore. I don't eat a whole lot of carbs, but I do eat carbs if I want them. And I pretty much, the one thing about Retta is that it kind of somehow switched my gut, how my gut reacts to things, because I can pretty much eat whatever I want to now except for nuts and seeds. Those two things, my body, well, okay, I'll tell you, I'm actually afraid of nuts and seeds. I don't know if I can eat them or not. I'm not willing to try them yet. I'm going to wait until 1 year after I've tried the Retta the first time. I want a full year of healing before I try nuts and seeds. And I'll let you know how that goes later on. If you have any questions, please ask me below. I'm going to be really honest about what I've done, how I did it, where I got it, the whole bit. But I'm not going to tell the story if nobody wants to hear that story, because it's not that important of a story. The real story for me is that the lifestyle I'm living now, how I maintain it and how this is working for me is I eat small every day. It doesn't matter if I eat 2 times a day, 3 times a day, or 4 times a day. However many times I'm going to eat during a day, I'm going to eat small. I'm going to eat a small amount of food, enough to satiate the top of. I kind of have this visual in my mind of, okay, let's say your stomach's empty. Let's say you just got up in the morning and you're a morning eater. I'm not a breakfast eater. I have to have coffee, but I don't want breakfast. But let's say that you are a breakfast eater. You get up, you know your stomach's empty, you've been digesting all night. So you go in to get your little breakfast. What might it be, right? So maybe you are a toast eater. So you have a half a piece of toast and some fruit, just a little bit of fruit. That's a tiny meal. That's perfect, right? So then let's say that 3 or 4 hours later, you're like, I'm feeling a little peckish. I need a little early lunch. So you're going to have like a salad with some protein. Great. That's a tiny meal. And when I say salad, I'm talking not a plate. I'm talking a little bit of salad, okay? A little bit of protein. And then you just keep doing that. Or for me, it might be something simple like I don't get hungry for breakfast, but around the lunch to 1, I might have a little protein shake. And I don't have a big one because my stomach is so shrunk. Somebody said it was like bypass surgery. It damn sure is. Just like my daughter had, one of my daughters had stomach bypass 5-6 years ago. She got really thin. She's maintained it all this time. She's very small. It's very healthy, but that is what it's like. You don't eat a lot of food, but the really nice thing about doing it with a GLP-3 is that you don't care. And I will tell you that there's only 2 ways that you can get that hunger signal to shut up that I personally know of. One is massive greens. I've swore by this ever since I started this channel. The way to get the food voices to shut up naturally is to eat massive greens. And when I say massive greens, I mean you got to eat like 6 servings of them damn things a day, and a serving is a 1/4 cup cooked or about a 1/2 cup or more raw. I can't do greens raw. They have to be steamed for me. But 6 1/4 cups of those a day, it just gets to be too much after a while. I did it for a while. Boy, I did it for a while. Tore my bowels up, but I did it. I did it because I was trying to unplug the artery in my neck after I found out it was getting plugged. So anyway, you can do it that way. You can absolutely do it with massive greens. It will work. It will absolutely work. I ran boot camps on it. I had girls trying it. They all said it worked. They lost weight. They weren't as hungry. They weren't bothered by the noises. We were all having the same kind of great things happening from it, but I couldn't continue doing it that way. The only other thing that's ever got rid of that food noise completely for me is the Retta. I would have never believed that I was going to be a GLP shot person, but I'm not sorry for it. Like I said, just the gut relief alone, I would have done. If I gained every pound back that I've lost and had to somehow do it a different way, I would still be thankful that I got rid of those issues I was having. It does seem to work really well on inflammation. I don't know how, but I'm not having any arthritis pains. Yeah, and I have a whole bunch of friends and family members that have either used it or are using it, and they're all having fabulous results. Does that mean there's no negative long-term side effects? We have no idea. But like I told my doctor, I couldn't have continued to live the way I was living with the issues that I was having. This stuff changed my life. So that's where I'm at. How will I continue going forward? I will continue to eat small. I will continue to eat greens. I will continue to eat fiber. I will continue to drink water. I will continue to muscle train. I will continue to be active as I possibly can, considering that I have had a stroke. I have partial paralysis on one side, and there are some things that are harder for me to do, and I run out of energy a lot faster than most people. I will still continue to move as much as I can. That's what's going on in my life right now. My husband and I are loving this specific space in life that we're in right now. I stay off TV. I don't watch the news. I stay as uninvolved as I can until it's time to vote. And then I'll get out there and do my civil duty. But I have to stay as far away from that stuff as I can because it really hurts me. I'm an empath, and it psychologically just messes with me. So I just stay in my own little world. I've got 3 cats that I love and take care of. I do lots of yard work. I love doing yard work, and it's that time of the year. I'm growing our food for us, and a lot of work to do. I feel like I'm a little daisy farmer. I got myself 3 pair of overalls, and I'm having a blast. And by the way, I'm wearing a size 4. I've got 16 pair of pants. 8 of them are size 4. I think 4 of them are size 6. I have 2 pair of size 8s. Then I have a couple that are just mediums. They don't have a size. I haven't been this small since I was a child. I have not weighed in the 130s probably since I was a child. And the fact that I'm almost in the 120s, I don't remember that at all. I don't know when that was. Well, that's not true. Okay, I had an anorexic period when I was in my teens. So that would have been, what is going on with this light? That would have been when I had the only other time that I ever had that small of a size. There we go. Let's just do like that for now. Sorry, guys. Anyway, I just wanted to catch you guys up to where I was, what I did, how I got the last little bit of weight off, and how that worked for me, what it was, and if you got, like I said, if you have any questions, ask them below. But I'm still gonna say that I swear by eating small, eat lots of greens, eat your fiber, and please exercise. Do some type of weight training, some type of something. It will matter, okay? And I'll try to check in sooner next time. Maybe I'll check in here coming up pretty soon and share some pictures from my trip to Vegas with you. And if I can think about it before I post this, I will share some pictures at the end of this, just so you can see what I've been doing lately. All right. Peace out. Bye. So I'm making this short video because I want to talk to you guys really fast. These are a pair of size 5'6" white jeans. As you can see, they're a little bit loose right in the tummy area, right in here. Definitely loose in the thigh area. All the way down, pretty loose. Now, here's the thing about these jeans. I tried these jeans on a couple months ago, right after I started doing the bouncer, and they were skin tight, guys. They were so tight, I could not breathe. And I remember thinking, they were so tight in the legs, I remember thinking, I'm never going to be able to wear these. I'm never going to be able to comfortably wear these. First of all, I haven't worn white jeans in 5 years, so I'm very thrilled to have white jeans. There's no lumps, there's no bulges, there's no weird bumps. I mean, these pants fit like they were made for me. And this is from the bouncer. I'm telling you guys, if you haven't tried the rebounder, you're screwing yourselves, because it is amazing what it does to your body. Get you a rebounder.